kitchen work.
Wonderful. Now do it again, only this time while collecting coins.
Son of a bitch! Itching to talk about a game. Hey everyone, it's Socrateez, and I was just thinking about Anthropomorphic Racers, the game, otherwise known as Diddy Kong Racing. Diddy Kong Racing. This game was made by the wonderful folks over at Rare back during their heyday in the Nintendo 64 era. This game was actually the answer to their 1997 holiday release after the delay of Banjo-Kazooie, which, come here, is the greatest 3D platformer of all time! So, how do you fill the delayed release spot of a 3D collectathon with a kart racer? Well, by making your kart racer a 3D collectathon, of course, thus opening up the discussion as to why I think Diddy Kong Racing is one of the most interesting kart racers ever made, as well as a personal favorite of mine. What separates Diddy Kong Racing from the other kart racers of its time is the fact that it features collectibles as well as an overworld filled with adventure. Who had that at the time? Mario Kart 64? Ha! This game was open for exploration and featured the one reward that children truly desire: balloons!
I'll give him a balloon. Do you want a balloon too, Georgie?
Most children. Balloons in this game function similar to the stars in Mario 64 or the jiggies in Banjo-Kazooie. That's to say, there's entirely too many to collect. That, and they're your primary reward for doing anything.
Did you finish making the bed? Good job! Here's a balloon. Did you finish the yard work? Good job! Here's a balloon. Did you hide the body? Did you hide the body? You did! Good job! Here's a balloon.
So collecting enough balloons unlocks the doorways to the actual racetracks, which are the true bread and butter of the game. So one of the best things about Diddy Kong Racing is the actual approach to the racing itself. There's a variety of vehicles to choose from, there's a set of themed tracks to go with, as well as a very unique approach to the item system that's far more strategic than that of Mario Kart or Crash Team Racing. So with Diddy Kong Racing, you have a multitude of locations to race in, where every track follows a specific theme overall. First, there's the Dino area, where you race on prehistoric tracks of the Dino Age. Then you have the beautiful snowy mountains and the crystal-like caves. Then the oceans and bays filled with aquatic adventure, followed by a fun medieval village and countrysides teeming with olden-day charm. And plague.
Then destroy everything with weapons of mass destruction.
The game goes with a different approach to items, as you have 5 different item types: projectile, boost, trap, magnet, and shield. With the projectiles, you start with a standard rocket, functioning similar to a green shell in Mario Kart, where it just flies straight ahead with no real direction. But getting a second projectile box results in a seeking missile, which is more like the red shell from Mario Kart, following in after the opponent right in front of you. Finally, the third time results in 10 of the first missiles, allowing you to barrage your opponents, if you can hit them. The boost also works similarly, only instead of fully unique upgrades, you simply get a bigger boost with each item box. But with the traps, first you get a small cloud or an oil spill depending on what kind of track you're on. Then, on the second go round, you get an explosive mine for a bigger stall, while the ultimate trap is the bubble, which takes so much time to escape. The game also features a magnet pull, which pulls you to the closest racer in front of you, or at least it's supposed to. I mean, look at this! What the fuck? Then there's also the electric shield item. which creates a barrier around you protecting you from items, stage hazards, and other racers. This item just becomes longer lasting with each grabbed upgrade. This odd upgrade style overall allows for more strategy and a high risk, high reward kind of thing. Will you use the simple, easy weapon right away, or are you going to hold on to it and hope that you don't hit an item box that cancels out your currently stacked items? It's a unique approach that hasn't really been seen in another kart racer since. Then we come to the vehicles. So there are 3 unique vehicles to choose from in this game, all depending on which track you play. First you have the tried and true, the Kart. This baby drives like you'd expect, smooth as butter. Turns are easy to make and you accelerate at a perfect speed. This is typically available on a majority of the tracks. Then the plane, smooth like butter, only flying. The plane adds some fun yet challenging movement options, particularly flying around the overworld is a whole lot of fun. Then you have the hovercraft, which controls way too much like butter. The hovercraft is much harder to control. Can you imagine how hard life would be if you controlled like the hover cart in this game? Boy, am I hungry. Oh wait, no. I just need to get something. Oh no. I just want something out of the fridge. No. I'm gonna starve. Oh. But it is some of the most fun I've had in this game, for stuff like this! Oh, Conker. You're so innocent and young, yet driving like a drunken maniac. Almost like a prelude to things to come. Speaking of which, Diddy Kong Racing is a host to a wide variety of unique characters. Like Diddy Kong, upcoming platform icons Banjo and Conker, this random Kremlin from Donkey Kong Country, Tip-Tup, a random NPC turtle from the upcoming Banjo-Kazooie game, and other characters who just really won't be seen ever again other than this game. And also one character that just wouldn't fly in today's culture. Because magic carpets don't fly anymore! Hi-yo, Silver! And so the adventure mode. As initiated by Taj, this mode sees you gathering balloons to unlock future courses which results in a boss race. These are challenging and fun, requiring precise turns and demand use of items to win. But then, after defeating them, they're like, yeah sure, but why don't you come back after doing all the races again, only this time while collecting and finding coins! This is by far the hardest part of the game. These freaking coin challenges were the bane of my childhood existence, and as I've learned capturing footage for this video, the bane of my adulthood existence. I hope you like the restart race option on the pause menu, because you'll be hitting that a whole lot to save you some time when you fall behind early. Then, after completing those races, they have the gall to make you re-race harder versions of the bosses, which gets you one part of a medallion thing, which opens the final boss race against the game's antagonist, which, did I mention, is a pig wizard. That's right, there's a story here. It's Beat the Freaking Space Wizard Pig. So if you can actually beat WizPig, which I struggled with for a long time before resorting to looking it up online and then realizing that I was doing the boost mechanic wrong the whole game and made the race a whole lot easier, thus retrospectively probably would have made the entire game a whole lot easier. Anyways, if you can actually beat him, that should be the end of the game, right? No. You also need to do these tournament races, which are set up in a Mario Grand Prix style where you have to get the most points overall depending on what place you get in each race. But then after that, you also need to find all these keys hidden in these stages, which unlock bonus modes. Granted, they're fun, but finding them is a pain. Then beating the bonus challenges results in getting more pieces of another amulet. And then what does all this stuff do? Well, the trophies give you access to the final area, which is in space. That's right, space. And then you have to have these amulet pieces to unlock the final boss race, but only after having every balloon, after completing the next races, and then completing the coin challenge for those races, which results in a rematch with Wizpig, which finally, ultimately ends up being the end of the game. Unless you want to do Adventure Mode 2, which is a harder, mirror-flipped mode of the entire game. Diddy Kong Racing is truly the kart racer that keeps on giving. There's just so much content in this game. I mean, everything from the normal races, to the boss races, to the coin races, to the boss rematches, to the tournament modes, which function like Grand Prix mode, which are used to unlock the final area of the game, as well as finding the hidden bonus keys in each world, which are used to unlock battle modes, which are used to unlock the final boss. There's just so much to do in this game. And I think that's why it holds up so well today. The fact is, when you had Mario Kart 64 back in the day, once you did the Grand Prix mode on multiple difficulties, that was it. You finished the game. You could go back for multiplayer, but that was about it. And with Diddy Kong Racing, there was just so much single-player content to keep you going. Now, unfortunately, we never really got any more Diddy Kong Racing content after this. None at all, really. Actually, none. None whatsoever. Not even a crappy DS remake that replaced coin races with balloon popping.